Hey, Brooke? Yes, deleted the other scheduled lives. That was an error on my part. Hey, Uncle Buck. Actually, I should probably change back to start screen. So as a quick question, how's the volume? Hey, Shelly. I think we'll turn the volume down just a little bit more, actually. That's a little bit better. Not keen on this particular intro screen song, to be honest. This particular intro screen track. I honestly don't remember the music from the game. I don't remember what the music sounds like in the game proper. Hey, Grimace. This is Seven Kingdoms, The Princess Problem. It's a visual novel. And yeah. Ooh, that is bad font. No. And, okay. So here's the music. Hey, pause. I don't really care enough to go looking for where my name is, so... Oh, I think I found me. What to do is the provision notes whenever I play this game. Yeah, here's the, yeah, like, it's impossible to say, like, it's impossible to actually see the names in here. The coloring. They fucked up the coloring with this one. Hey, Rebecca. Did I get any achievements? I did. Because I backed it on Kickstarter. I did back this game on Kickstarter. So yeah, the Kickstarter was initially launched... ...2014, I think it was, that it, No, 2015, I think it was, that, they launched the Kickstarter. Yeah, 2015. I mean to be mean, but is this... No! No, this is the actual game. So, this was created by a mother-daughter team. They did, you know, occasionally commission some other people. To help with stuff as well. So it's very small studio does not even begin to cover it. 2015, they launched this on Kickstarter. And 2024, they actually finally released it. So it did take them 9 years. Hilariously, they expected to have it done basically within the year that, within the year that they launched it. Or no, 2016. They expected to have it done in less than a year. Say I launched and it's like, oh, this will only take us like a year to finish up. And then it took them 9. So, hi Ronnie. That's how it always goes, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it is like just because it was 2 people. Like, they grossly underestimated the work. Because, like, when they launched the game, like, when they launched the Kickstarter, they had a demo that covered the first 3 weeks. The game goes on for 7 weeks, and they'd already done the first 3. So, like, you know, oh, a year for the final 4 weeks? Yeah, we can do that in a year. They couldn't. pressures in range. Good to know, Uncle. Glad to hear. Alright, and gonna get started. I'm not really expecting that many more people to come in, so... Here we go. Sadly, there is no voice acting in this game. I will have to do all the voices, which sucks for me because it's hard on the throat. So, we must begin with a story, a legend, even a fairy tale of sorts. Only this story, this legend, is a true one, an important one. For you in particular, one cannot begin until one knows what one has begun, after all. "100 years ago, the kingdoms were so soaked in the blood of never-ending war that they were practically bled to extinction. One determined princess, Katia of Revere, through pure determination and wile, managed to bring all the young people of the kingdoms together at the mysterious Vale Isle. After several weeks, the young people, having learned more about one another and believing in both Katia and the prospect of peace, refused to return to home and war. Instead, the Great Peace was born. And to maintain it ever since, 7 delegates from the 7 kingdoms are sent to the Isle for 7 weeks in order to arrange 7 marriages. The tradition of the 7 Summit was born, and for 100 years it ensured peace. But 100 years is a long time. Time to dull the memories of the cost of war and the sacrifices for peace. Katia is no longer alive to steward the plan she created, and the balance of peace has become a thin razor's edge. And here's a map of the kingdoms. Welland, Revere, I forget. I can't really read that. Skalt, Giel, Heiss, a couple that I can't really read. The kingdoms have never been closer to resuming the all-encompassing conflict that nearly destroyed them all. The stage is set for a new story, perhaps a new fairy tale, perhaps a new legend, or perhaps a tragedy. Hey, Shelley. It is your story, and it is not yet written. Your story is about to begin. As the game progresses, don't forget to check your page for detailed information on your stats, character relationships, and to access your journal notes. Check your notes regularly to get updates on the story and more information about how to play the game. You are one of your kings. Your story did not, in fact, begin here. Let's go back to the beginning. When you were born, the people around you could already tell you were special. And not just because your parents thought so either. This is because... So, yeah, character creation. Obviously, this affects your skills. Extremely good-looking baby, your eyes were unusually intelligent, you already could bring people under your spell, your laugh is extremely endearing. So I think it's charm, beauty, intelligence, charisma maybe? Not sure. Oops. So do we want to be intelligence? You're thinking intelligence? I mean, I lean towards intelligence myself. Your eyes were unusually intelligent. It's no exaggeration to say that you were smarter as an infant than many people manage as adults. As a young child, you had the opportunity to sneak away from your nursemaid for an adventure. What did you do? I don't remember what these affect. Like, I genuinely don't remember what each one does. Snuck off to town to watch local festival celebrations. Snuck into the local bardic hall and took a hand at playing the large drums. You borrowed some money from your mother's dresser and made your way to the market day. You were much too well behaved to even think of sneaking away. You waited at home obediently. Anyone have any preferences on this one? I'm leaning towards bardic hall myself. But, anyone have any preferences for this? Any thoughts? Did not miss visual novels? You think festival celebrations? I know, Buttercup, I know. Alright, festival celebrations then, okay. It was much simpler than the parties you were used to, but you enjoyed it very much all the same. Joanna also wanted to celebrate it. It wasn't all fun and games, as for every child of superior birth, your youth was filled with studies. As a child, what was your favorite subject? You loved history the best. Nothing was as interesting as political studies. Studying warfare and battle tactics was your favorite thing. Math, the sciences, philosophy, you enjoyed the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. Other people reading to me is my own personal form of torture. I mean, personally, I'm a history fan. Yeah, I'm just like, I just love history in general. But honestly, these are all pretty good options. You know what? These are all pretty good options. Shall we just be a general nerd? History? I was thinking maybe we could just be like just a general total nerd. Study everything. I could be wrong, but I feel like history might be the least useful thing here, actually. I feel like history might be the least useful option here. You hate math? Fine, fine. We'll split the difference. Political studies. Political studies is something that I'm pretty sure is useful. I'm also kinda also like warfare and battle tactics is kinda cool. Let's kick some ass. Warfare and battle tactics then? Alright, warfare and battle tactics. You were never allowed to experience the thrill of battle and conquest, but that didn't stop you from reading about it. When you were 10, your carriage was waylaid by bandits. How did you handle yourself? When it comes to anything that has to do with numbers, I'm a dum-dum. You rallied your guards around you. You attacked them armed with nothing but your heavy fan. You figured out exactly how little jewelry they would settle for and bribed them to leave you alone. You managed to talk them into turning on one another. The final option is maybe the most fun, the most amusing option. You know, just like convince the bandits to kill each other. Kind of the most fun option. But, I mean, if we're gonna be an ass kicker... right? You say turn on each other, Joanna? Neglect this card. Like I said, this is the funniest option, but I mean, we're already studying... we already chose to study warfare and battle strategy. Yeah, we already chose to study that shit, so... Your leadership helped the guards rally, and they quickly dispatched the bandits. By this point, your natural talents were beginning to show. Which tutor was especially pleased with your natural aptitude? Speech tutor, etiquette instructor. Although you didn't specialize, all of your tutors were generally pleased with how quickly you learned. She may not count as a tutor, but your dresser was always thrilled you made her designs look so well. I'm thinking general. I'm thinking no generalism. I'm thinking, no specialization. Just general skills. Honestly, I'm turning the music down again a little bit. So yeah, generally pleased. Intelligence is a wonderful gift all on its own. Some lessons you could only learn outside of the classroom. What things were you learning when no one was watching? Things no proper lady should know, useful things. Theoretical knowledge is all well and good, but you spent time learning things you might actually need to use, practical things. People watching can teach you all sorts of interesting things. You spent a lot of time with nature. What are we thinking? Useful things? Or people watching? Useful things? You spent time on the streets, learning how to survive with your wits. Surely this unexpected talent will turn out to be useful. Speaking of learning, did you ever learn to defend yourself? Of course! What self-respecting lady in this day and age can't take care of herself? How unladylike! Of course not! I prefer to talk my way out of trouble. Given the way we've been going, given the options we've been making, I'm gonna say that yes, we learned self-defense. Obviously, we learned self-defense. Very true, very true. When you were 12, you came across a wounded veteran begging on the street. How did you respond? Overwhelmed with sympathy, you gave him all your pocket money and thanked him for his service. You gave him a few coins and went on your way. You ignored him. Do we give him a few coins or all our money? How sympathetic are we? How sympathetic are we to wounded veterans? Not gonna go with ignoring him, obviously. Enough to get a meal and a drink. You gave him a few coins and went on your way. Out of kindness, or merely a desire to look generous, no one could say, but you certainly performed as expected of one of your status. At 13, most boys find their female age mates about as tolerable as toads, but your parents asked you to impress the son of an important person, and you succeeded. Hey, Strawberries, how? Spoke intelligently on a number of subjects he was interested in. Quickly figured out who the boy's rival was and managed to embarrass him publicly without getting caught. You challenged him to a duel, stick style. You weren't just any 13-year-old girl with the right smile and the right words who charmed the pants off him. I'm leaning towards these two options myself. Speaking intelligently, or embarrassing his rival. Thanks, Strawberries. Embarrassed? Embarrassed rival? Alright. Nothing like a little enacted revenge to win someone over. After your exploits, the boy was grateful putty in your hands. As you and your age mates started to grow out of childhood and into adolescence, you noticed more and more of them developing special interest in one another. As for you, Bye. Shall we just be bye? You have yourself interested in both boys and girls. I figure bye. Soon after, your lady's maid left your service to get married to a much older gentleman. How did you feel about it? Girls, girls, girls. That lecherous old goat had already gotten married 6 times. You thought it was obvious she married him for the money. You were happy for her. It must have been true love. You had no opinion on the matter. After all, her personal affairs weren't really your business. I'm gonna go cynical here. I'm gonna go cynical. He's a lecherous old goat. She just wanted his money. Better odds if we're by. Why so gas with cream soda? Probably. Or should we just, like, not my business? Cynical or not my circus, not my monkeys. Go cynical. Lecherous old goat had already gotten married 6 times. You thought it was obvious she married him for the money. Not long after your 14th birthday, you were traveling to visit your ailing great aunt, when you ended up in the middle of an angry mob of desperate peasants. Seeing the quality of your clothes, the mob focused their attention on you. How did you defuse the situation? Remained calm and listened to their concerns? Skills learned from your dancing instructor to give the mob the slip? Remembering the location of a nearby abandoned estate, you suggested they go look for valuables. You gave them a rousing speech about the power of taking their fate into their own hands. Kinda inclined to do this one, honestly. Hey, Morgan, I can read. Yes, I am genuinely a good reader. I am a legitimately good reader, yes. I'm thinking either listen to their concerns or dunce! Dunce! Dunce, 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 dunce. Hey, Bella. Dunce, 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 dunce. You know what? I'm going to imagine that this keep calm. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's what I was thinking. That said, before I click, I am going to imagine that this from your dancing instructor. I am going to imagine that it's the kitty cat dance. I am going to imagine that she used the kitty cat dance to slip away. And everyone was just like, what? What the hell is she doing? What's going on here? Hey, Raycon listened to the concerns. Turns out they really just wanted someone to listen to them. After being heard out, they all went home slightly shamefaced. When you were 15, your schedule became so filled, your parents insisted you only had time to continue studies with one of your tutors. Which subject did you choose? You may very well live or die one day on your ability in politics. It's too vital to give up. You are fine giving up all your tutors. Your time could be better spent learning more practical things. You could never give up studying history. If they took away your ability to study academics, they might as well take away your very life. I'm thinking politics. Politics is important when you're royal. Like when you're royalty, you gotta learn politics. You gotta know politics. Later that year, the most inconvenient thing happened. A stable hand fell in love with you. Now, considering your birth and your future, there was no way you could encourage him. Not to mention your parents would never have it. You had to discourage his affections. How did you do it? Ooh, this one feels cold. You told him outright that even if your situations were not so different, you weren't interested in him, but wished him the best finding someone else. Cold. Or, you found a likely maid and encouraged your trusted servants to drop hints about what a good man the stable boy was. First and third options are both pretty good, I think. Just being like, listen, buddy, bro, brosif. Even if I wasn't a princess, I'm way too good for you. Love the music. Yeah, it's honestly like just... Creative Commons. The music is basically just like public domain. Made in the stable way. Play matchmaker. Ooh, get an Emma situation going on. We're pulling an Emma. We pull an Emma. Nice matchmaking. They were married and safely out of your hair within a year. It's fortunate that you were able to avoid the scandal and any other unwanted entanglements. Otherwise, you never would have made it where you are now. One of your nation's young representatives to the summit. A soft and pointed clearing of the throat brings your wandering back to your new butler. That's right. He asked you a question and is waiting on your answers. Your weaknesses. Pause! Thank you for 5 gift memberships, Pause! Congratulations to Canadian Girl. Nice. Maya Moon, Figgy Smalls, Oz Dudettes, and Ms. Understood. Oz Dudettes was here a couple days ago. Haven't seen Ms. Understood for a while. Figgy Smalls is a pretty good name. I'm not gonna lie, Figgy Smalls, pretty good name. I like that name. Anyway, weaknesses. It's unfortunate, but your greatest weakness is... So this is a big knock on one of our skills. So take a look at our skills here. Buttercup going. I know. Oh, and our knowledge. Politics, street smarts, and warfare. All good things. Personality. Subtle and cynical. Nothing else really changed, but we tend to be more subtle and we tend to be more cynical. What's a lemming? They're cute little animals. Lemmings are cute little animals. There's a myth about lemmings running off cliffs, but like it came from a documentary where the guy making the documentary basically drove them off a cliff. Anyway, what skill do we want to take a hit? I'm kind of leaning towards not good looking. Anyway, yeah, lemmings are adorable little critters. I like these choices. I know, like, having to take a hit to one of your stats, it sucks. It honestly kind of sucks. It's just like, I don't want to lose stats. I don't want to lose any stats. Also, randomly curious about something. The ugly and smart. Okay, so here's a question. Should I cheat? I don't just mean like looking at a guide. I mean, should I like, because you can go into like the game's like source coding, I think. Pretty sure. And change your character's stats. Though I'm not actually sure where. I'm not actually sure how to do that, so... Yeah, thing is, I'm not actually sure how to do it. So... $5. Thank you for $5. Tomorrow's my birthday and I'm buzzed to take my money. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think I need to use a different program. And yeah, happy birthday, Uncle Butt. Or, pause. Happy birthday, pause. Alright, I'm not sure how to actually do it. I'll consider it for next time. I will consider going in sometime like between this week and next week. Anyway, not good looking. You were also, sadly, never very good at... Hey, Mike. Dancing or moving gracefully? I'm thinking. As you confess your weaknesses to the stoic-faced butler, you find yourself wondering if you can trust him. It's true that every participant is assigned neutral personal staff upon coming to the Isle. In theory, because their lack of political or national involvement will help protect all the participants. But you have never had to blindly trust unknown servants before, let alone with as much as you are going to need to trust your butler. You might have no choice. With no relatives or servants allowed, you don't have anyone else on your side. How do you feel about being forced to come to the Isle essentially alone? You'd have preferred it otherwise, but now that you're here, you'll adapt. To be honest, you are worried. You've never had to fend for yourself before. You do better when you have people supporting you. Just fine. You are perfectly capable of looking up for yourself without any assistance. I'm thinking the first one. You know, would have been better to have somebody else, but whatever. Tis what tis. So yeah, you'd have preferred it otherwise, but now that you're here, you'll adapt. Fear not, fair lady, for being chosen is not just downsides, like strange servants and isolation. Indeed, you have been put in a position uniquely suited to being the forefront of international policy and diplomacy, shaping national events, finding a suitable marriage partner, and perhaps even falling in love. If you are capable enough to grasp it, a great deal of power is at your fingertips. Do you care about accumulating power, wealth, or position? You do not have any grand ambitions, but you wouldn't turn it away either. It is far better to be the one in power than the one under someone else's. You are determined to gather what you can. You have no intention of trying to change your fate. You are satisfied with things as they are. I am again thinking, don't have any grand ambitions, but whatever happens, happens. Be satisfied? No intention of trying to change your fate? You're satisfied with things are there? Yeah. Alright, sure. Unambitious? Alright, sure. Power does not always corrupt, and what you do with it matters a great deal. If you succeed in gaining prestige or power, how do you intend to use it? Look out for your own interests and further your ambitions. It's not as if anyone else would do any differently. Oh yeah, Tylenol time, right. Don't see any reason why you can't balance serving others or serving yourself. The more power, the more responsibility. You intend to do your best to do what good you can, where you can. I like that one, honestly. After your long discussion, Jasper, still showing no reaction that you can discern, nods.
I see. Very well, my lady. We shall do our best. Just a few more things. First, an introduction.
Your butler gives some undetectable signal, and two pretty young girls, dressed neatly but plainly, as befitting an upper servant, enter the room and dip into graceful curtsies. I forget if both of them are romanceable or only one. I think only one is romanceable. I think her? Or it might be her. I forget which one of these is romanceable. You can hook up with one of your servants, but I forget which one it is. Jasper nods at them and turns to you.
They are Rhea and Sarah, your assigned ladies' maids.
Do you introduce yourself, or wait for your butler to do it for you? Suppose wait as is proper. Proper etiquette. Gotta use proper etiquette. You wait as is proper. Jasper waits only a moment before smoothly continuing.
This is...
What is your name? Not the stable boy, that's not fair. Right? Go with Nicole as my name, right? And who are you? There are 6 possible backgrounds, plus 3 currently unavailable backgrounds. How many have you managed to unlock? A minor lady with a scholarly bent, a court lady skilled at politics, the daughter of a notorious pirate, more than I appear. So this determines your nation of origin. Thinking, yeah, more than I appear is what I was thinking too. What do you mean? These backgrounds are not yet available, but you can see if you manage to unlock them here. Never mind, I'm what I appear after all. Son of a bitch. Alright, minor lady with a scholarly bent, court lady skilled at politics, or the daughter of a notorious pirate. So we have one of those 3. One of the first two is my thinking. Minor lady or court lady is sort of what I'm thinking. Bent. Minor lady with a scholarly bent. Alright. Lady Nicole of GL. You are not in the least surprised that the maids don't recognize you. It is an entirely logical outcome. Your nation is one of the smallest of the kingdoms, and even within that kingdom, your house is much smaller yet. You would not be the least surprised if the Queen of GL, said to have memorized the entire genealogy of GL's peerage, did not recognize your name. Truth be told, as it generally should, you aren't even supposed to be here, and you would rather prefer it if you weren't, actually. Before you were dragged into this messy political mire, you spent your youth and time happily isolated on your family's small estate, engrossed in the studies your family strongly encouraged, by ensuring you had some of the best tutors available. Those tutors could be very strict in the ways they taught, expecting you to follow certain patterns and habits exactly. Did you follow their methods? And yeah, this one's very sort of... They definitely went with sort of an Asian flavor for this one. Anyway, I say no, you preferred to follow your own methods. One of the things you excelled at was debate. The art of debate is a hallowed practice in GL, and you were an excellent student. Consequently, you were frequently tested in it by tutors and peers. How did you win your arguments? Let's see, pointing out sensible conclusions, or merging several ideas into complicated theories. Do I have any preference on this? I don't know. I don't know if I have a preference on this one. Sensible? Sensible it is. Your life was supposed to be more of the same. A quiet life in a comfortable home spent in study and learning. There was no reason to think that would change. No reason, that is, until your cousin got married. Your distant cousin, a lady from a much more important family, thank you for my gifted membership, whoever gave it. It was Paws, actually, who gave you yours. And hello, Misunderstood. Feels like it's been a minute. Feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. So yeah, your distant cousin, a lady from a much more important family, had been chosen to be one of GL's representatives during the Great Tests 3 years ago, and had been in training ever since. She was the one who was meant for a different life. For the messy emotions, the complicated alliances, and political nonsense. And then, 3 weeks before she was set to sail, unknown to her family, to the court, and to her friends, she got married. GL couldn't very well send a married woman as their representative, and years of planning were thrown into chaos, as they desperately searched for a substitute. You, as an intelligent and respectable lady of GL, and more relevantly, the cousin of the person who created the problem to begin with, were selected. Unfortunately, you weren't exactly in a position to refuse. Not if you wanted your family to continue to receive the support from the crown and government officials that allowed them their life as respected scholars. So, in an instant, with no time for research or a proper amount of preparation, your life path changed. It was certainly not the ideal situation, to say the least. Did the lack of preparation time bother you? No, you do your best work with high stakes and little preparation time. Yes, you would much rather prepare in advance than be forced to improvise. Gonna issue a minor complaint here. One of the women who worked on this game is a goddamn librarian. She should be better at catching typos. I think this will affect personality, probably. Alright, you do your best work with high stakes and little preparation time. Alright. Considering your new position, it would be no surprise if you held a grudge against your cousin. Did you plot and enact revenge? Why shouldn't you make sure the person responsible doesn't also suffer the consequences of her actions? Of course not. Whatever she's done, you aren't going to let it affect your own morals. Affect! Not effect! Affect! You're a goddamn librarian, lady. Anyway. Whatever she's done, you aren't going to let it affect your own morals. The high road is familiar ground, and you took it. You had more important things to worry about than revenge in any case. So you found yourself on a ship, taking a voyage to Vale Isle. Unfortunately, you never read a book or treatise on what you can expect, or the proper methods of performing well enough to please your kingdom. This calls for a little on-the-spot experimentation. Hopefully, you will find yourself up to the challenge. But enough of your reminiscing. You are here now, and it is your actions in the present, not the past, that are most important to shaping your future. Sensing your renewed attention, your new maids step forward, reminding you that you have to attend the welcome feast in less than an hour. They have work to do. Rhea, the friendlier maid, is short, slightly plump with a charming smile, and bright red hair that makes her stand out from the pale, violet-eyed servants that you've mostly seen thus far. Sarah is tall and thin, with pretty dark hair cropped close to her head, intelligent but wary round dark eyes, and skin the color of walnut bark. Rhea urges you to sit down while she pulls out a silver-handled hairbrush. She gently starts to work on your... shoulder length hair? Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. I say shoulder length hair. Anyone have any objections to me having walnut bark? Anyone have an issue with me having shoulder length hair? Too bad. Bear in mind, Uncle Buck, this is for a woman, though. Honestly, I'll be honest. I want to go short hair. Lady with short hair? Come on. Short-haired ladies are cute. I don't know why. For some reason, I like men with long hair and women with short hair. Women, long hair? I'm weird. I'm twisted. I'm not attracted to men, but I like men with long hair and women with short hair. I think that's a good look. You know what? Fuck it. Short hair. Doing short hair. She smiles at you warmly and compliments you on your... You're lucky I didn't say very long hair. Do short? I'm doing short, Shelly. Short hair. Shit, I might go back and do very short. Fucking pixie cut. Dark brown. Dark brown hair. Natural wave. Dark brown and natural wave. With such pretty hair, I don't think we'll have any problem finding a hairstyle that suits you. Rhea smiles at you through the mirror as she arranges your hair with quick, elegant mirrors. Or fingers. Quick, elegant fingers. Character customization just in... Yeah. Sarah, bring the coal stick. We should highlight her eyes. They are such a pretty... You know what? Fuck it. Gray eyes. We'll do gray eyes. Neon green. And they contrast so well with her. Olive skin. Once Rhea was satisfied with your hair and makeup, it was Sarah's turn. She gave you a careful once-over, clearly noting your... We're all finding out what I like. Blue skin. Soft build? Shall we do a soft build? Curvy build? Soft or curvy? Do we want to do soft or curvy? You love gray eyes? Do we get to choose the size of the cup? No. Finally finished trimming buds. Took me all day. What's willowy? Willowy I think is like really thin. Almost like a, like fragile. Like a fragile looking. So willowy is really thin. Yeah, so willowy build, so yeah, slender, graceful, svelte, what is soft? Soft would be like a little bit on the plump side. See, I think soft is like a little bit on the plump side. Okay, let's go curvy. She nodded thoughtfully and then quickly sorted through the outfits you had brought with you. It quickly became apparent that your style leaned towards the... functional? I say functional. Most of your clothes she discarded as fast as she put her hands on them, until finally she sees something towards the bottom of your trunk and nods. It is an elaborately embroidered silver and gold formal gown, It was designed for making an impression, so you can see why Sarah would have chosen it. If ever there was a night for good first impressions, this is the one. Jasper is banished temporarily from the room, and you are laced and squeezed into the gown. Sarah is something of a magician, as with a few tugs and adjustments, the dress is suddenly much more flattering to your curvy figure. You look quite pretty, if you do say so yourself. Jasper knocks and readmits himself to your room impatiently, reminding you and your maids that dinner is starting soon. Rhea argues that if you give them more time, they can make you look even prettier. Jasper insists that you look fine, and arriving on time, or early, is much more important. Ultimately, it is your decision. I mean, beauty's low, so... Ooh, I didn't even notice our intelligence is high. Woo! Just taking a look, and our intelligence is... Woo-wee! Nice. Arrive on time. I mean, I'm thinking early so that we can talk to more people. So what this does, basically, the earlier you arrive, the more people you can speak with. Etiquette is okay compared to most of your other ones. Yeah, etiquette, not too bad. Knowledge, good academics. Let's click look here. And yes, you'll have choices, skills, personality. Sarah, this intelligent beauty is one of the 2 ladies' maids you have been assigned for your stay during the Isle. This cheerful and friendly redhead is one of the 2 ladies' maids you have been assigned for your stay during the Isle. Scholar's Dilemma Intro. After your cousin, who had previously taken the test and accepted a position as one of JL's delegates, got married, you were forced to take her place. Now you are unwillingly transported to the Isle, where you will spend 7 weeks representing your nation. You would rather be debating than dancing, but hopefully there will be at least some events and conversations that are suited to your inclinations. You can't imagine how long these weeks will be if not. That's it. Arriving early. Did chat help with that? It can allow you to get insight. Because right now, we have 0 insight. That's because we haven't talked to anybody. Talking to people is how you get insight. So, I'm saying to get early. Getting invested already, this is fun. See, I leave now in order to arrive early. This way we can talk to more people. Our beauty sucks. So, this will give us more, this would give us, raise our beauty. But our beauty sucks. So, screw it. Like, we're not going to be able to get it to a point where it matters, I feel like. Jasper impatiently escorts you through the maze that make up the Vale Isles castle hallways, until you stop abruptly in front of a pair of large wooden doors. He nods at you, as if to say that he has accompanied you as far as he can, and everything else is now up to you. You can't stop your hands from trembling as you open the great doors. Overwhelmed with nerves, you take your first hesitant steps into the great hall. You can't help but feel like you have failed a test of courage. Geez, already failed a test. Courage 25. Not sure what it needs to be. I need to go pee. I'll be back in a minute. Don't worry, Buttercup. Uncle Buck got her Tylenol earlier. Having a Jim Beam Devil's cut and Coke for pause. Just happening, of course. I didn't know we were celebrating. The Great Hall is a decadent example of master artistry. High ceilings are seemingly held up by delicate marble arches that are more sculpture than structure. A great table of shining golden wood sits in the center of the room, like a bride ready to be admired as she moves down the aisle. Its settings are elaborate, all gold leaf plates and crystal goblets. Tapestries and paintings from decades of master artisans line the walls, save for the east wall, which was less wall, more window panels, looking out into the green gardens. The large windows are opened, sending fresh breeze and the sweet smell of flowers in to mix with the spice of cooking food, wafting temptingly in through the nearby kitchens. The soft sound of music dances playfully through the large room, but you can spy no musicians to place the source. You aren't the only one who decided to come early. You already can hear the soft din of conversation. It seems as if people are chatting before the feast begins, and more of them are arriving every moment. By following Jasper's advice, you will now have more time to get to know the people you will be spending the next 7 weeks with. Could one of them be your future marriage partner? A lover? An enemy? Only time will tell. Save for the 4 chaperones, it seems as if everyone is still clumped loosely in groups based on nationality. Everyone seems suitably distracted. This would be an excellent time to observe the lay of the land, so to speak. Which group do you wish to observe more closely? The chaperones. Since the death of Princess Katia, 4 chaperones from rotating kingdoms attend the summit with the young people. Theoretically, they are there to limit the trouble and scandalous behavior that unsupervised young people can get up to, especially ones who have been monitored as closely all their lives as most of the delegates. In actuality, well, you aren't positive, but you have definitely heard whispers that they maneuver behind the scenes for their own ends or their kingdoms. They aren't people you should be getting on the bad side of. That you know for certain. Which chaperone would you like to examine further? The Dowager Countess of Peetz, Arland. Sitting in a strange contraption that looks like a wire-made chair with large wheels, her legs positioned with unnatural stillness, the Dowager Countess says little to her companions. Instead, her attention is focused outwards, where she squints at all the new arrivals, like you. Her body is thin and frail, and age has whitened her hair. Bright eyes peer over her spectacles, taking in the room. Still, despite her appearance, she had been chosen as a chaperone, which meant, without a doubt, there was more to her than met the eye. Whatever rumors you have heard of the people of Arland? Arland? I don't know which pronunciation I prefer. Arland. They never mentioned the Dowager Countess. You wish they had, rather than have no idea what she is like, as now. Princess Jaslyn of Corval. Expensively dressed and elaborately coiffed, Princess Jaslyn might pass as a girl half her age. She is covered in expensive, spicy perfume and has drawn thick, exotic lines over her dark eyelids, furthering her impression of unusual beauty. Princess Jaslyn is famous for hosting lavish parties and flirting shamelessly with everyone who crosses her path. You know she caused quite the stir during her own stint as a delegate, and as a consequence developed an international reputation. For being a gossip, if nothing else. Yes, she is very pretty. Grand Duke Woodley of Welland. Although he is no more than average height, the Grand Duke commands attention. It's not just his stately build, but rather the manner in which he holds himself. His dark eyes are brimming with calculating intelligence. His dark hair is shot through with silver, but his maturity only adds to his confident appeal. The Grand Duke is discussing something with the General avidly, seemingly ignoring his charges. The Grand Duke has a strong reputation as a force of will. He is also supposedly charming and intelligent, but, worst of all, ambitious. Of all the chaperones, he might be the one most worth avoiding. And General Fallon of GL, our own kingdom. The general stands upright, all steel and iron, his expression stern, his dark eyes serious. He wears his hair, still dark despite his age, pulled back into a short ponytail, and even though it is a formal event, he wears his scale armor. While he argues with the Grand Duke, his hand clenches, as if it were searching to grip the sword that he was not allowed to bring on the Isle. If one has a reputation in GL, the most likely cause is that you are able to back it up. The General has a reputation. He is fierce, determined, and capable. You have never met him, and you aren't certain now how you feel now that it is inevitably about to change. Skald delegation. Of all the delegations, the one from Skald definitely stood out the most. Who else would think battle-worn armor was appropriate for a formal banquet? But that's not exactly surprising. Skald was as unlike the other kingdoms as night from day. A warlike matriarchy where the women were the queens and warriors, and the men stayed home to raise the children, mend the crops, and pay worship to their strange gods, Skald wasn't exactly known for their manners. This is your first chance to observe someone from Skald up close. Although they already are strange and stand out, one member of their group stands out much more. A foreboding tattoo etched into the side of her face marks her as a daughter of the Queen of Skald. Take down the entire Lolcow franchise. Princess Enail, who rumor marks as a better fighter than seen in generations, stands, ignoring her party to stare rudely at everyone else. Especially, you notice, the pretty girls. She was small, but muscular, with short dark hair cropped at her chin, almost unnaturally bright blue eyes, and the pale skin common among those who live in the frozen north of Skult. Instead of silk and finery, she wore ceremonial armor of metal, leather, and fur that has clearly seen some use. Noticing your perusal, a nail grins at you. You feel a bit like a rabbit spotted by a hungry wolf, and hurriedly look away. Spoiler, she is the easiest romance. You basically don't need to do anything to romance her. All the other romance options, you need to work at a little. You know, you need to get the right skills and things, make the right choices. Her, it's like you'd have to deliberately turn her away. I feel like she's basically kind of the default romance. Just your type. Yeah, she's kind of the default romance. Luckily, she's also really good. She is really fun. She's great. I do really... She's a Viking wench. Basically. And like I said, she's just really good. The heist delegates. The Island of Pirates. That's what most people call the Kingdom of Heist behind their backs. And occasionally, the very brave, to their faces. The small island nation has a seemingly endless number of ships, and brave, and ethically questionable, people to sail them. Even more strangely, they've declared themselves all equal in the eye of the sea. Although they do have a leader, they claim he was appointed because of his skill and nothing else. They are a strange people, and you have heard nothing but rumors of their habits and piracy. Looking at them now, dressed in bright colors, and in some cases very little clothing, talking too loudly and laughing even more so, you have a hard time picturing them as the scoundrels of the sea. I believe he is also very easy to romance. She is not a romance option. She's not someone that you can romance, but you can become friends with her. She's a friend option, and a good one. I like her, but we'll get to them now. At the center of their small group stand two people who draw your notice in particular. The son of the leader of Heiss, whom Jasper told you was granted the courtesy title of Prince by the other nations, for the sake of clarity if nothing else, and Princess Cordelia, a true princess, progeny of a match made several summits ago. I don't like those two females, but I don't like Keem either. Prince Hamin. Prince Hamin, captain of the ship Blackwater, stands in the center of the group from Heiss. He wears his sun-lightened dark hair in many braids, pulled back by a brightly colored scarf. They're both beautiful. Yeah, I think he's probably a popular choice. His ears glitter of gold and gems, as both are literally dotted with earrings. He is a handsome man, and the fact that he keeps his jacket most partly open, the deep V-neck and everything, definitely appreciated. The effect of his cocky grin is only heightened by his mischievous green eyes. He is wearing shockingly little. His open vest does little to hide his muscular chest. He wears brightly colored pants and an even brighter scarf belt around his waist. His obvious excess of personality and commanding confidence make him seem much taller than he really is. Rumors of his fearless adventures have reached even you. He is supposed to be some sort of pirate prodigy, a genius captain in charge of his own ship practically since birth. And although power does not pass from father to son, all rumors point to Hamin taking over from his father when the latter is ready to retire. Still, it's best to remember he's a pirate, and as such can't be trusted entirely, if at all. He is also very charming and fun. Hamin is not only good looking, he is also really charming and really fun. Princess Cordelia, a pretty girl with light brown hair and big brown eyes, stands out from the rest of the heist delegation. In large part, you have to admit, because she's the only one fully dressed. She wears an elegant formal gown and stands silent, her polite smile growing strained as her cousin grows more animated in whatever story he is telling. You were surprised to see so-and-so demure and well-mannered among the pirates, but it's clear she doesn't exactly fit in. She probably hopes to marry and enter a different court. Wellen. Of all the court countries, Wellen is famous for being the most moderate. They are not the most conservative, like Arlon, or the most liberal, like Heiss. They have strong traditions and even stronger religious faith, but they adapt well and are excellent negotiators. With everyone, that is, but for Skuld. Their neighbors. Their philosophical and religious differences are too great. Things have been tense on that border for years. The delegates themselves are proper, finely dressed, and well-mannered. Of particular note, Prince Lyle, the heir to Welland's crown, and his younger sister, the famously good-natured Princess Penelope, stand carefully watching the entrance of all the new delegates. Prince Lyle is extremely handsome, with brownish blonde hair, hazel eyes, and a simple, elegant style that highlights his thin build and lengthens his average height. The way he surveys the room is both thoughtful and intelligent. Prince Lyle is often touted as an example of a perfect heir. Serious, thoughtful, and considerate, he tends to win over any visiting diplomat. The perfect prince has no scandals or misadventures to speak of, and has given his royal parents no reason to be concerned over him. Apparently, his greatest ambition is to do what is best for his kingdom and his people. Whether anyone can truly be so perfect, you can't say, but it might be interesting to find out. He's good. I like Lyle. Princess Penelope. Princess Penelope stands with natural grace, showing off her elaborate silk gown. She manages to move easily despite the long train that looks awfully inconvenient to you. Like her brother, she is more handsome than pretty, but her face is sweet and her expression kind-natured. She has long, straight, light brown hair, braided decoratively, and she wears a simple coronet. While you are observing her, she starts to comfort a visibly nervous young lady. Princess Penelope has not traveled much, but she does have a reputation as being one of the kindest royals in the Seven Kingdoms. Unfortunately, in the current political climate, kindness isn't going to take anyone very far, except perhaps taken advantage of. Penelope's great. Penelope's really fun. Not romanceable. She is not romanceable, but she is really fun. She's a charming character. Corval delegation. Corval, the land of spices, trading, and most of all, secrets. No one is sure what goes on in the infamous Corval court, but everyone agrees whatever it is, it must be interesting. Whispers have reached you of fabulous parties, strange affairs, and the all-powerful emperor, but you have heard nothing substantial. Corval trades with all the kingdoms, but their secrets, their truths, those they keep firmly to themselves. All that you know for sure is that Corval is the richest kingdom, and very powerful. The delegates from Corval shine under the candlelight, so covered with jewels and fancy silks are they. Prince Zarad spots you looking and winks at you. This does not go unnoticed by Lord Blaine, who sends a nasty glare your way. Prince Zarad. The third Prince of Corval is infamous for his womanizing ways, so you don't take it to heart when noting your particular perusal. Prince Zarad gives you a flirtatious look. Despite knowing better, you can feel his dark, big, beguiling eyes pulling you in. The candlelight dances across his honey skin and makes his chestnut hair look like it's streaked with gold. His tall, toned frame is covered from top to bottom in fancy silks and jewels, but the way he moves makes it clear he views them as annoyances, not baubles to be shown off. He has a natural cat-like grace that can't help but make you feel a little nervous. You don't know much about the mysterious Prince of Corval, merely the rumors about his flirtatious and superfluous nature. Still, like most things from Corval, it's best to assume he is more than he seems. Lord Blaine! Currently most notable for his nasty looks, he's sending in your direction, Lord Blaine is handsome and primed. His dark hair is carefully oiled, his clothes have clearly been well tailored to enhance his looks. But there is something about him that leaves you with the strong impression he is spoiled, entitled, and used to getting his way. And it's not just because it's clear you are on his bad side either. You have never heard of Lord Blaine before tonight. With everything going on and all the important people in the room, you might not have noticed him at all, were he not so busy staring eye daggers at you. If this prince has multiple meanings here, but I don't mean. Arland! Among the other kingdoms, Arland is famous for two things. First, for being the most tradition-bound and rigid country, and second, for marrying off their daughters. Arland princesses have consistently married into every other royal house throughout history, even before the start of the 7-year summit all those years ago. You on his bad side? We will find out why soon. This year, there is no princess to marry off with the delegation. Instead, there are a handful of fresh-faced minor nobles, each one more forgettable than the last. With one exception. Earl Emmett. Observing the room with a large, friendly smile on his face, the Earl leans against the wall. He has friendly features, a stocky build, and is of medium height. His hair is an unruly mop of golden curls, his complexion more ruddy than anything else, and he has paid no attention to his appearance whatsoever. Luckily, he makes it work. Paid no attention, but he makes it work. His clothes are so casual and wrinkled, he looks completely out of place among his fancily dressed contemporaries. He seems every bit the friendly, unambitious, good sport that he is rumored to be. Revere. Revere was once a land of great conquerors, an advanced, warlike people that built an empire. Later, against all odds, it birthed the Great Peace. Now, it little resembles either. 20 years ago, a bloody coup changed the face of Revere. A new royal family was instated. The old, and all its supporters, the last of Princess Katia's line, were killed. Revere has yet to recover, and internal affairs have been taking precedence over international. Still, their delegation is present, and hosts some of the most important people in current Revere politics. Pale and ethereal beauties, Prince Gerard and his sister Princess Gisette, survey the room. At the edge of the group, Lord Claremont looks around, wary eyes belying an easy smile. I will mention now, these people are all kinda terrible. Prince Gerard. Tall and thin, with white blonde hair and pale grey eyes, Prince Gerard seems more of a fairy from a story than a handsome man. He is dressed in stark black and white and stares about the room with a dark intensity. When he catches your eye, you stand there frozen for a moment, caught by his attention. The heir to Revere. He is also one of the most powerful people at the summit. Anyone who marries him can count on a future as the queen of one of the largest kingdoms. The rumors that surround the new prince and his family are all dark, but that's not necessarily a reason to stay away from him. Princess Gisette looks like she was made from moonlight. She has long silver blonde hair, purple blue eyes, pale skin, and a sharply angled face of chiseled perfection. She has all the beauty of a masterwork sculpture, and all the warmth of the same. Her elaborate gown is tight and expensive looking. She is small enough that you feel that a strong wind might knock her over. She half smiles at the room, only to widen into a large, seductive smile when she meets the gaze of any of its residents. Despite her inviting expression, something about her leaves you feeling cold. Very pretty, but you haven't heard much of her in particular, just whispers that she, like the rest of her family, will go to frightening lengths to preserve or gain power. Lord Claremont. It is subtle, but it seems as if Lord Claremont is distancing himself from the rest of the Revere party, as he carefully watches everyone enter the Great Hall. He is carefully dressed in dark blues that suit his dark tan skin and match his dark blue eyes. His hair is mussed where he clearly just ran his hands through it. Lord Claremont is tense, whether from discomfort at the first introductions or something else, you aren't sure, but you can practically see the nerves trapped in his overly still muscles. Unlike his royal counterparts, you haven't heard any rumors about Lord Claremont at all, but you have to have some suspicions about anyone who has the favor of the current Revere royal family. And the GL delegation, our delegation. It is not in the least surprising that the group from your kingdom looks like they would be much more comfortable at an organized debate or in a classroom than here at a social event. Nerd Kingdom! Woo! This is the socially awkward Nerd Kingdom! We made the right choice, actually. We made the right choice, because this is the socially awkward Nerd Kingdom. Is there anywhere more appropriate for us than the socially awkward Nerd Kingdom? So would, truth be told, as it should, you. Although you have to think that your fellow delegates would be more comfortable than you. They all willingly took and scored well on the tests in order to win their spot on the delegation. My people, yep. They at least had intent and time for preparation and planning. Even still, their expressions are stiff and their eyes wary. Of particular note, you take in two people you have yet to meet, but have heard much of. The top two scorers on the test, Duke Leon and Lady of Avali. Duke Leon. His great height is really the first thing you notice about the Duke, followed by his spectacles perched carelessly on his nose, encasing intelligent dark eyes. His long black hair is pulled back, judging by the careless way he is dressed, more out of practicality than fashion. Despite the mismatched and thoughtless way his clothes are worn, they are clearly of good quality and careful construction. The top scorer on the test, the Duke is famous in GL for his brilliance, although he is also famous for being difficult to impress, and cold. This isn't much of a problem in your book, so you were somewhat looking forward to meeting him. Lady Avali. Lady Avali might well be the most beautiful lady you have ever seen. Silken dark hair hangs in a cascading wave to her waist. Small bells are tied into it, so every small movement results in a quiet symphony. Ooh, that is classy AF! I love that idea, actually. Just small bells tied into long hair, so, you know, every time she moves, she just, music follows her around. That's so good. That's such a cool idea. Large brown eyes tilt slightly at the ends, and dance as she examines the people in the room. Pale skin so smooth you wonder if she even has pores captures the light, in a way that makes her look like she is glowing from within. Catching your gaze, she smiles at you in a friendly way, which lights up her face. This one you are going to have to be careful of. Lady Avali, daughter of a famous general and a famous scholar, scored second on the great tests. Poets throughout GL mourned, for they preferred to keep such an inspiring beauty close at hand, and not married to some other kingdom. But Lady Avali was determined to come. For what purpose, you can only guess. She will certainly be an interesting person to observe. She's a cat, she can't sneak up on you. Finish observing. Alright, now we get to talk to people. Being prepared is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Yo, Joe! And now that you have learned everything you can simply by observing, it's now time to do something a little more active, certainly more dangerous, and possibly more frightening. Oh joy. Before you have a chance to do more than take a few more steps into the Great Hall, Princess Anael comes happily stomping over to your side and grins at you. Lord Blaine trails behind her like a neglected puppy. Hello, Lady Hold on, I need to try to see if I can get like that kind of accent. Hello, Lady Nicole. I am Anael. You can call me Anna if you like. How do you respond to her greeting? Friendly. Honestly, her? Yeah, friendly. Hello, Anna. You can just call me Nicole. Anna's grin grows wider. You can tell you made her happy. Lady Nicole is a name most mouthfully. Is there something else I can call you? She can call me Nick. You're cute. I should not give her an accent because we're going to talk to her a fair amount. You can call me Nick if you prefer. Nick it is then! Annoyed by your exchange, Lord Blaine smiles as charmingly as he can at the princess, and subtly, physically inserts himself between the two of you. I forget where he's from. You look so utterly charming in that air armor, princess. Truly, it suits you. Anna blinks at him several times like he's just confessed that he turns into a cat every night and chases unsuspecting toads through the sheets. You. She finally barks at him. Go away! What? He stutters, shocked. Go away! I'm not interested in you. Shoo! But you are in her? These traitors, I didn't keep track of any names. And here's why he doesn't like us. Lord Blaine points at you in a way that is both insulting and accusatory. Yes, I like her. She's pretty and interesting. You are boring and loud like an angry bee that's stuck flying in little circles. Go away! Finally, sputtering from the outrage, he does, but not before sending you one of the ugliest looks you have ever witnessed. Sadly, Lord Blaine is not a romance option. It's not possible to romance him. Man, I'm going to forget every goddamn accent I do by next week. Congratulations! You have made your first enemy. I like that. There's something funny about that phrasing. Anna grins at you again. I'm so happy that buzz in our ears is gone. Now, let's talk more interesting things. Do you know how to fight? Not as such, but I'm well versed in battle tactics. Anna grins happily at your response. You have the feeling, save claiming superb fighting abilities, your answer is the second best thing to her. There is a lull in the conversation. Politeness dictates it is your turn to introduce a topic. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. You must have killed a lot of people. Kind of a funny option. Like, honestly, genuinely. You must have killed a lot of people. It's not the best option to choose. It just seems hilarious. You must be happy at the opportunity to be able to create your own reputation outside of your mother's shadow. Anna first stares at you in stunned surprise, then her face lights up with approval. Yes! With her declaration, Anna happily thumps you on the back. You think it probably will bruise. You must understand! You live under famous parent too! You shake your head no, but say sometimes the pressures put on us by our families can be universal. It wasn't hard to picture that things must be difficult for her. She nods thoughtfully, clearly grateful for the empathy. You don't have endless amounts of time before dinner will be served, and Anna looks like she could happily spend the rest of the evening talking to you. You know, however, that you need to take this opportunity to talk to as many people as you can. What do you say to extricate yourself from the conversation? as a Mass Effect fan, like, I'm not gonna lie. I should go. Just feels in my heart like the right option. But this is probably more polite. This is probably the better way of doing it. Oh, look, I think Princess Gisette is hoping to talk to you. Anna perks up at your suggestion and heads off towards Princess Gisette happily, freeing you up to talk to someone else without hurting her feelings. You are now free to engage anyone you like in conversation. This will be your only chance to make a first impression. Who you talk to and what you say could have major impact on your future. You should think about it carefully. 13 conversations. I will mention, these 3, generally not worth bothering talking to. I think I'm going to talk to him. I wanted to talk to him.
Lady Nicole.
The Duke acknowledges your approach.
Unfortunate, that business with your cousin.
You nod. Unfortunate it was, indeed. The Duke sighs deeply, leaving you wondering if you have done something to offend or distress him. Yes, we talked to him. We spoke with him. You both stand there in silence for an intensely awkward pause, before the Duke suddenly speaks up, his deep voice startling after the protracted silence.
I'm sorry, Lady Nicole. I must confess I don't do well at parties. Perhaps it's for the best if you find someone else to talk with.
Don't be silly. That assumes there's an objective standard of party attending performance. You smile at him, and he surprises you by relaxing his mask-like face and breaking into an unexpected laugh.
A fair point, Lady Nicole. A fair point indeed.
The Duke stares at you thoughtfully.
Are you quite certain you don't want to find a more agreeable conversational partner?
No, I very often seek out conversation with people I in fact have no desire to talk with at all. He sighs, but in a resigned way.
Very well, if you insist. But I feel I must warn you I do quite abysmally at small talk.
I'll do my best to avoid any diminutive topics, then. You know what? This seems like the most fun option. Have a rapid-fire intellectual discussion on a variety of topics. To your mutual delight, you find yourselves discussing thoughts and ideas on any number of mutually interesting topics. You have only just mentioned the latest treatise from a respected scholar to divert into the application of a particular philosophy to jokingly referencing a line from a play. The faster your conversation becomes, the more animated and happy the Duke looks. It is now abundantly clear that your conversation has both pleased and impressed him. As your conversation naturally winds down, you become aware that it is time for you to say your goodbyes and talk to someone else. Even if you wanted to continue the conversation, you were already drawing curious stares. Perhaps the Duke has more of a reputation for lacking interest in polite conversation than even his protests have led you to believe. In any case, you don't want to start any rumors on your very first night. You smile, reluctantly or not, and thank the Duke for talking with you.
Of course.
Husband made a whole bunch of jalapeno peppers and almost died from one of them. It was so hot. The flames coming out of my nose. And tomorrow the flames will be coming out of your butt. Nice. Oops. His answer is so quick you can't help but wonder if he had been hoping for the conversation to end. Certainly, of all the people you have met tonight, the Duke seems the least eager for your, or really any, company. How do you say your goodbyes? You were wrong earlier. I found an excellent conversation partner. He smiles slightly and reluctantly, but you smile back much wider. You have the sense that you've won a victory here and earned some good opinion along the way. The Duke bows and excuses himself. You watch his tall figure retreating into a dark and quiet corner, unable to shake the feeling that you are no closer to understanding what he is truly speaking than before you spoke with him. You are certain that of all the people at the summit, winning over the Duke is going to be one of the most challenging. Yeah, let's do Princess Jaslyn. As you approach, the princess examines you carefully. You can't tell if she's analyzing your fashion sense and appearance, or trying to remember who you are. Quite possibly both.
Lady Nicole, I am very pleased to make your acquaintance. I am Princess Jaslyn of Corval.
It is very clear that Princess Jaslyn, not contrary to her reputation, is happy to chat. And chat at length, you think, if you let her. How do you greet her in return? Politely. You curtsy just the proper amount and greet her exactly how you should. No one could fault your manners. Still, the princess soon drags you into busy conversation. What do you discuss? The attendees, of course. There are so many people here, I can barely keep them straight. Surely someone as knowledgeable as you could tell me some interesting details on the members of our party. Jaslyn smiles and leans forward, her eyes shining with avid interest as she shares with you some interesting gossip. Some of it is useless, but some of the rumors she shares are interesting. It seems certain Grand Dukes have a reputation of being less than faithful to their wives. Furthermore, the perfect prince has a reputation of being so discreet with his personal life and tastes that no one has heard so much of a whisper of a fling. By the end of your conversation, you are feeling like you have a slightly better idea about the people attending the summit. Your conversation is abruptly interrupted as the princess calls out, clearly excited. Oh, do you see that? Someone's crying! Oh, I must find out why. Ta, darling! I actually really have to poop. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I really have to poop. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm back. Actually, they didn't have any, I didn't actually go to the hot food counter. Or I didn't get anything for the hot. I had to order out for dinner tonight. They didn't have the potato wedges. They didn't even have fries. All they had was sweet potato fries. And I fucking hate sweet potatoes. I hate sweet potatoes. I find them disgusting. So I didn't get anything from the hot food counter. I actually ordered Saint-Hubert. The deli at Walmart. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's a counter that has like hot food. Usually it'll be like some fried chicken, chicken fingers, chicken wings, fries, wedges. Anyway, Princess Jaslyn hurries off in a wave of perfume, in search of new gossip, not even bothering to acknowledge the end of your conversation with a goodbye. Let's do Earl Emmett. The Earl gives you a proper formal bow, but ruins the effect of it with his friendly eyes and his engaging grin, full of all the enthusiasm of a happy puppy. What kind of voice? What kind of accent? Lady Nicole, I'm very pleased to meet you. You don't detect a trace of inauthenticity or calculation in him. I'm pleased to meet you. You respond with a more genuine smile than might otherwise have been teased of you upon such short an acquaintance, his happy nature being of the infectious sort. The Earl looks around the pair of you, his eyes wide at all the lavishness and flurry of important goings-on. It's unbelievable, right? I feel especially bad for you ladies with all the fuss and primping. Can't say as if I notice much difference, but the pressure to do it all must be high. He's a pretty good dude. The fuss is really silly, when it's what is on the inside that counts. The Earl smiles happily, filled with enthusiasm. Exactly right! I'm glad you think so. Can't tell you how many times I've made my sister cry by saying something similar. The Earl smiles happily, seemingly content not to put any particular effort into the conversation. It seems it is up to you to take charge by asking a question. Talk about horses. Horses or travels? I'm trying to decide if horses or travels. Talk about horses. Do you happen to be a fan of horses? For I would dearly love someone to talk about them with. Am I ever? The pair of you spend several pleasant minutes in friendly discussion of the species. I like him. Yes, he's nice. He's a good dude. After a few more minutes of easy conversation, the Earl smiles at you in a friendly way, almost reminding you of a caring older brother. Which is odd, as you don't remember having one. You must promise to tell me right away if you have any problems. I enjoyed my time traveling in your country, and it left me with a good opinion of it and its people, like you. How do you respond? Thanks! You smile at him and thank him for his generous offer. He grins back and waves at you, as the pair of you part for the time being. The Earl is certainly one of the best-natured people you have ever met. Considering where he is, you aren't sure that's going to be a good thing for him in the long run. Dowager Countess Yvette. Lady Nicole. The Dowager Countess greets you, smiling kindly up at you from her chair. Other than her polite greeting, the Dowager Countess makes no move to engage you in conversation. Instead, she merely waits, and although her expression is carefully neutral, you almost feel like you are being presented with a test. The history of the summit. By the way, I'm cheating right now. I just want to be upfront. I'm cheating right now, using a guide to get to know what the best options are. Because every correct option gives you insight. Choosing the correct dialogue options gives you insight. Anyway, history of the summit. You ask her a few leading questions about what she knows about previous summits, and its history in general. The Dowager Countess's eyes light up, and the pair of you have a happy few minutes in discussion of history. Just as you are about to wrap up your conversation and move on, as the Dowager Countess is beginning to look tired, you are surprised when she asks you a sudden question. Fuck it. I wonder, Lady Nicole, how do you feel about being thrust into the hot at these events? Cheater, Pumpkin Eater, surely you must realize how pivotal this summit will be in shaping events to come. I'm thinking this one. And this one does not matter. This one, like, some of these choices, they don't, like, a lot of these choices, like, yeah. Anyway. I think it will be fascinating to witness such important events firsthand. Why, it's practically living through history. Thank you for your honesty. Her intelligent eyes squint at you thoughtfully. I have a feeling you will prove a person worth watching, and my feelings are rarely wrong. I hope to talk with you again, Lady Nicole. You curtsy and make your goodbyes, not quite sure what to think of your encounter with the Dowager Countess. In any case, it's time to be more active about your own fate. Back into the crowds you go. Let's go Lyle. The prince bows formally as you finish your approach and greet him. I'm afraid you have the better of me, my lady. Whom do I have the honor of addressing? Get played. I am Lady Nicola Giel, Your Highness. I'm honored to make your acquaintance. He bows again at your formal introduction. Enchanted, my lady. With greetings and introductions out of the way, there is a heavy pause of awkward silence. Clearly, it is up to you to introduce a new conversational topic. Makes sense they can't have everything carry weight. We cannot romance the Countess, unfortunately. For this guy, for this particular dude, he is dedicated to his sister. Compliment his sister. I have heard such wonderful things about your sister, Your Highness, but in person she seems even better than the stories. You must be very happy to have such a good-natured and pretty sister. He sends a happy glance the way of his sister and nods. I am blessed indeed to have such a loving and accepting sister. It is very kind of you to say so. Yes, I hope to get the chance to get to know her better. You reply, genuinely or not. He nods. I think she would like that. Prince Lyle smiles warmly at you, although you cannot tell how sincere the smile is. Let us discuss something I'm interested in learning more about. Please tell me about yourself, Lady Nicole. How do you talk about yourself? Just talk about yourself at random. You know what? Yeah, just talk about yourself at random. Prince Lyles listens to you politely. By the time you finish your aimless rambling, his polite smile is firmly in place, if a little strained. At precisely the moment the polite amount of conversation had been reached, Prince Lyle bows and politely says he hopes to get to know you better in these coming weeks. Brunette Jaime Lannister. The conversation clearly done, inspired by his politeness, you curtsy and leave. Hey, Deekling, is that a southern accent you're putting on? A bad one, yes.
Grand Duke Woodley.
You approach the Grand Duke, who pauses a noticeable minute before acknowledging your presence. Which kingdom was he from? Wellen.
Lady Nicole, surely your time would be better spent talking to your fellow young people, and not a boring, married old coot like myself.
You don't know what to say, and before you know it, you have agreed to find a different conversational partner. You have been swiftly and expertly handled. Well, in that case, I'm not wasting a spot with him. Sadly not able to talk with him. Alright, let's go Prince Hameen. Why, Lady Nicole, look at you, waltzing right into the lion's den, as they say. Didn't your parents ever teach you better than to taunt a pirate by putting a treasure right in front of him and expect him to remain well-behaved? This is definitely not the sort of conversation we're used to. I'm trying to do Spanish accent. Sí, señorita. Well, you struggle to figure out the right response. He winks mischievously at you. I meant you. The Prince of Pirates clarifies, just in case you were confused. A true treasure indeed. It will be an interesting few weeks, that is for certain. You have a feeling that getting the upper hand in a conversation with Hameen at Highs will be as easy as winning against him in a ship race. Arr, lady. That's right. Clearly, it's not just his ship he's used to steering at his whims. Quite the party, isn't it? Hameen asks his question before you have the chance to recover from his odd greeting, sweeping the room with his amused gaze. Yes, it's practically an adventure. Are you the adventurous sort then? Excellent. There's nothing I like better than a pretty girl with even more guts and gumption than Jules. I think we will get along like wind and sea. Prince Hameen leans forward until his face is barely inches away from yours and whispers, his husky voice entirely serious, into your ear. There's nothing worse than being on your best behavior, Nicole. Entertain me, he proclaims at normal volume, his solemn face transformed into a cocky grin. What do you do to attempt to entertain the prince? Pick his pocket and present him with its contents. After distracting him with a neat coin trick, you completely surprise him when you hand him an engraved golden-plated compass with a flourish. After quickly taking it aback, he applauds your skill, declaring himself surprised and impressed. Two things, he claims, he almost never is. See now how you mean he's easy? Entertain me, I heard it as a hell in my head. Hameen leans back and gives you a long, considering look. Best behavior dictates that I don't get to talk to you alone like this anymore tonight. But, Lady Nicole, you are interesting. It's surprising how few interesting people I meet, especially at things like this. Can't say as if I was expecting to meet any. Disappointed with his art style. Game had so much potential for hotties and they squandered it. I can see that, Buttercup. I'll keep my eye on you, Nicole. And at the end of this traveling minstrel show, I might just have to kidnap you someday. Make a proper pirate out of you. hell works too. I'm playing Super Mario Odyssey and it's kicking my butt. That was a yell in your head. I can't decide which of these options I like most. I think this one. What? No confidence in your ability to win me over the old-fashioned way? He shakes his head sadly. Well, not that one. You'd have to catch me first. He quirks an eyebrow at you, his face fighting a teasing grin. Now you've gone and done it. Never give a pirate a challenge. There's nothing we like more than a good chase. Prince Hameen captures your hand and kisses it lightly. Until we meet again, Glitter. Try not to go around stealing everyone's heart tonight. It would be a shame if I had to go steal them back from you. Then, with another mischievous wink, the pirate is gone, not even giving you a chance to question your new nickname. Penelope! Princess Penelope stands nervously in the corner, smiling too widely at anyone who happens to meet her gaze. As you approach, she lights up, happy that someone came to talk to her. Lady Nicole, I'm very pleased to meet you. I was hoping you would come talk to me. I very much hope we might grow to be friends, despite being from different kingdoms. Oh, but I'm talking too much, and I certainly shouldn't put any pressure on you to be friends when we've only just met. I hope you will accept my apologies. Princess Penelope stumbles on her words and blushes in her embarrassment. Clearly, she's nervous. Smile at her. You smile encouragingly at her. She loosens up and gives you a more genuine smile, clearly feeling better. Still, she doesn't say much, probably feeling hesitant that she already talked too much. It's up to you to keep the conversation going. Maybe you should ask her a question. Glitter and lasers. Tell her you're glad she's here. Tell her you're glad she's here. I've heard such good things about you, Princess. I have to confess I am truly glad that you are here at the summit. I am happy that I have at least one good person with whom I can talk to, and, hopefully, befriend. Penelope blushes sweetly, clearly happy with the compliment. I'm very happy that you are here too, Lady Nicole. Despite the fact that the pair of you are getting along well, the quick conversation quickly dries up into an awkward silence. Having run out of conversation, she smiles self-deprecatingly and tells you should hurry and go talk to more people. The princess smiles at you as you get ready to go back into the crowd. I'm really glad we talked. I'm so glad to have made a friend here. I hope we will get the chance to talk again soon. You tell her you are sure you will, and give her a little friendly wave before leaving. Princess Cordelia of Heiss. Lady Nicole, I am very pleased to meet you. Princess Cordelia smiles at you softly, while managing a graceful curtsy the exact right height and length for someone of her rank to someone of yours. How do you grade her in return? Politely. Very pleased to make your acquaintance, Princess. You curtsy very properly. She nods at you, clearly properly pleased with your very proper greeting. I like the proper. Have you got jalapenos in his eye and on his pee-pee? Ooh. Princess speaks some proper pleasantries with less substance and opinion than water has flavor. After a polite interval, there is a pause in the conversation. You gather it is your turn to introduce a topic. I totally forgot who I was talking to. Cordelia, right. I couldn't remember her name. The party. You spend a perfectly pleasant interlude discussing the feast, from the decorations to the smells to the guests. You didn't learn anything interesting, either from or about the princess, but at least you are fairly certain you didn't offend her either. There's a brief pause in your conversation, which the princess takes as her cue to ask you a polite question. How was your journey to the Isle, Lady Nicole? Uneventful, I hope? Spent most of the voyage terribly seasick, and there was this incident with a drunk sailor and a bad knot, and there was the storm. It was very pleasant, thank you for asking. And yours? Princess Cordelia smiles at you. I am relieved to hear it. My journey was also perfectly pleasant, thank you for asking. You chat politely together for a small while, before Princess Cordelia smiles politely at you and excuses herself. Good manners dictate that she not spend more than a few minutes in conversation with you, and if you have learned anything by talking to the princess, it's that she has excellent manners. Yeah, she is all about manners. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, for all that she's representing the pirate people, for all that she's representing the pirate kingdom, she is all about the manners. Etiquette. She is all about etiquette. Manipulation's at 30, so that's actually not too that bad. Kind of surprised it's not good enough for him. Lady Avalee. All logic dictated that Lady Avalee knew exactly who you were. In pure defiance of said excellent logic, the lady in question watched your approach, her perfect face a picture of confusion as she made a show of trying to place you. She looks at you, her dark eyes all tentative confusion. It seems the burden to introduce yourself and start a conversation will be firmly on you. I was going to say lick it off, but maybe that's too far. I mean, yeah. Politely. You smile politely and curtsy the exact correct amount. Lady Avalee, a pleasure to meet you. I am Lady Nicole of GL. She mirrors your polite smile and curtsies in return. The pleasure is mine, Lady Nicole. I confess my surprise that you would seek me out, Lady Nicole. Why, there are so many people here, I wasn't sure that anyone would notice me at all. Lady Avalee smiles brightly at you, making her look even more beautiful than she already did. In your case, a highly misplaced concern. I don't think you could remain unnoticed, Lady Avalee, if you tried. Nose, ass, and mouth will be burning. Oh, how you flatter me. I'm fairly certain to blush. She smiles again, and you think you might have detected the slightest edge to it, contrary to her sweet expression. I'm sure the same is true for you, Lady Nicole. Surely you must possess some quality that makes you stand out from the crowd. Damn! Wow! Wow, bitch just cut us to the core, cut us to the bone! Damn, Lady Avalee! Despite her sweet words, you feel like you have been issued a challenge, and to fail to answer means losing somehow. What do you say? It's like, surely you must have some quality that stands out. I consider myself extremely well educated. Lady Avely smiles sweetly. They do say never underestimate the power of an educated woman. Throughout your conversation, Lady Avely's sweet voice has never once been anything other than kind and friendly in tone. She has never once let any negative expression pass her beautiful face. But even still, you are left with a nagging feeling that Lady Avely is not as sweet nor as kind as she appears, and very certainly not as vapid and innocent. I have heard a bit about how you came to be here, Lady Nicole. Considering what I've heard, I am extremely impressed with how much you have overcome. Why, I'm positively all admiration that you could have come so far and have it be hardly even noticeable now. This is definitely a backhanded insult if you have ever heard one. How do you respond? Insult her back bluntly. You know what? Yeah, insult her back bluntly. Well, at the very least, I own up to my opinions, and do not hide behind half-truths and smiles. You might try it, Lady Avely. It might make you look like less of a snake. There is a pause before Lady Avely produces a sweet-sounding laugh, before she changes the subject. Whatever you were hoping would happen by your insult did not. Lady Avely seems neither affected nor impressed by your efforts. You spend a few more moments in completely inoffensive conversation before Lady Avely politely dismisses herself, claiming a need to freshen up. You can hardly believe considering how flawless she already looks. In any case, your conversation is clearly over, but you have discovered that Lady Avely is far more than she appears. Whether this means you will avoid her, or perhaps even pursue her company, you have not yet decided. Yeah, let's do General Fallon. The General nods roughly at you as you approach.
Lady Nicole, I hope you continue to do your duty and bring GL no shame.
His proclamation given, he turns his attention away from you, as if there is nothing more to be said and nothing more to be gained from any conversation with you. It simply isn't logical. The exchange of new information is always worthwhile. You are going to have to prove it. For science! It is up to you to say something that will get his interest. Discuss his famous battle tactics. I just wanted to let you know how great an honor it is to personally meet the mind behind the double reverse gravedigger. I've heard so many good things about your skill as a tactician. I had to pay my respects. The General turns back to you and nods approvingly.
Thank you, Lady Nicole. It's good to see at least some young people possess proper respect and judicious knowledge.
Now that you've managed to get the General's attention, what do you intend to do with it? Yeah, basic strategy. Ask him to advise you on basic strategy. You take the opportunity to learn more about warfare from one of the most respected experts on the subject. By the end of the conversation, you are perhaps more familiar with cavalry versus pikemen than you wish to be, but you have certainly learned things. Even though you managed to catch and hold the interest of the General, much to his surprise, for he had no expectations of you, it soon becomes apparent that you won't be able to keep it much longer. Deciding to withdraw on a high note, rather than wait until after he's grown bored of you to make your curtsies and your excuses and leave the General, it's time to talk to someone else. Prince Zarad. You can feel Prince Zarad's dark eyes in you, filled with contained energy. By the time you have reached his side, you aren't quite sure anymore that it was your idea to talk to him. You are half convinced he somehow just willed you there by looking at you. Prince Zarad takes your hand into his and bows over it deeply, looking up at you through lidded eyes with a carefully restrained smolder. Lady Nicole, I was hoping you would come talk to me. I'm positively delighted to meet such a gorgeous and interesting young woman. I hope we will find many opportunities to spend time together. He winks at you, preferably without an audience. Your hand finally released, you curtsy. A pleasure to meet you, Your Highness. The prince smiles at you winningly. I am perfectly convinced, Lady Nicole, that there is positively nothing interesting that we will be able to learn about each other if we just sit here talking. Not in public, in any case. Polite conversation would be a perfectly wasteful way to spend our limited time together this evening, and I do my very best not to waste the time with lovely ladies that could be spent in much more interesting ways. In complete defiance of all social convention and the well-behaved polite chatter of your fellow delegates, the prince sweeps into another showy bow, holding out his hand to you. Shall we dance, my lady? Refuse with horror. Refuse politely. While I appreciate the honor, Your Highness, I'm afraid I have to refuse. At least until such a time as the time and place is more appropriate for dancing. The prince grins rebelliously at you. And while I appreciate your courtesy and your refusal, I'm not going to abide by it. With that said, he pulls you into his arms and drags you unwilling into a waltz. As you feared, the ridiculousness of waltzing in the middle of the room is drawing curious and, in some cases, judgmental stares your way. You try to pull away, definitely displeased that the prince ignored your wishes and forced you into this dance, but he simply pulls you closer, smiling intently at you. Since you are now uncomfortably close, you can hear the breath against your ear as he whispers outrageous compliments and flirts with you shamelessly, all the while leading the waltz so masterfully that even if you weren't a good dancer, he would make the pair of you look graceful. In the same flirtatious tone, return his compliments with friendly insults. You smile charmingly at him, and in a light, almost seductive tone, proceed to match outrageous compliment with outrageous insults. He compliments the color of your eyes, you compliment his ability to lie with a straight face. He compliments your dancing, you mention you wish you had worn iron shoes. Not in the least offended, Prince Zarad grins at you, clearly surprised and pleased by this turn of events, and you handily proved you were no pushover, earning some respect. The music stops, having reached the end of the current song, and so the prince ends your dance with a great flourish, bowing over your hand and giving it a light kiss. Thank you for the delightful dance, Lady Nicole. I very much look forward to getting to know you better in the coming weeks. 49ers lose. Raise one eyebrow and wipe your hand on your dress. You wipe your hand judiciously on the fabric of your dress, taking no pains to disguise what you are doing. Prince Arad laughs, his eyes sparkling with appreciation at your small rebellion. The prince certainly lived up to his reputation as a flirt, but you get the feeling there is more to him than how he behaves. It might be intriguing, if it wasn't so dangerous. In any case, it's time to talk to someone else now. Alright, so we can meet two of these three. Gerard, Gisette, or Claremont. Actually, I just want to check something. That's what I thought. Claremont. Upon your approach, Lord Claremont sweeps into a deep bow of greeting. Want to do a French accent for him. Tabarnak. Good evening, Lady Nicole. Are you looking forward to the summit? You answer in the affirmative. Because I hope to follow in Katya's footsteps during these troubled times. You know enough history to know how bad things will get if the kingdoms fall off the precipice they now sit uneasily upon, and once again resume all-out warfare. Never has diplomacy and careful negotiation between the kingdoms been more necessary. You may not prove to be the diplomatic heroine that Katya was, but you wish to do your part in making sure peace isn't a distant memory. It's only after you have given your answer and followed up with your reasons due to his gentle prompting that you realize Lord Claremont has already gotten far more out of you than you originally intended. But his encouraging smile and the interested twinkle in his eyes had you talking before you knew what you were doing. As if sensing your distress upon this realization, Lord Claremont smiles at you brightly. As for myself, I have to confess I am not entirely looking forward to our time here. My father always said I had all the social grace of a grumpy cat. I always had too many opinions and was too impulsive for his liking. I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to get through the summit without causing more trouble than I intended. Although, admittedly, my anticipation is going up upon meeting you, Lady Nicole. Before you can respond, the pair of you notice Princess Penelope trapped in a corner by an agitated Prince Gerard. It's clear from her wide-eyed panic and bright color she's extremely uncomfortable with the conversation, and the prince's pointed attentions. What do you think, Lady Nicole? Shall we go rescue her? What do you think? Shit, yes, I'm rescuing her. He may be your favorite. This guy? This guy's your favorite? We bad bitches need to stick together. Rescue her yourself. Oh. Apparently I'm waiting for Claremont to do the rescuing. On second thought, you don't have any plausible ideas on how to rescue her. You pause, thinking furiously, but lacking the confidence to act. Claremont smiles at you as if sensing your hesitation. I'll be going to rescue her then. I might not be able to make my way back to you before the feast starts, but it's been a pleasure, Lady Nicole. I'm sure we will speak again soon. Then, before you can protest, if you were so inclined, Lord Claremont makes his way into the crowd, set on rescuing the distressed Princess Penelope, and as a result, leaving you to your own devices. So, Gerard or Gisette? Gerard or Gisette? Spoiler, they're both fucking awful. Genuinely, they're both terrible. He's an asshole. She's a bitch. Gerard is a complete and total asshole. Gisette is a cold, vicious bitch. Which does make them interesting characters. Don't get me wrong. They're interesting characters. They are both compelling in their own ways. Just saying. So which one should we speak with? We can speak with one of the two. Gisette? The princess slightly raises one perfectly arched eyebrow at your approach, as if surprised at your intention to talk with her. Still, she gives you a perfectly mannered curtsy of greeting. Lady Nicole? Having greeted you and received your greetings in return, the princess smiles decisively at you, and for some reason, although you can't spot any one thing that convinces you your impression is correct, you have the feeling she's sending glacial waves of chill intent at you. I'm sure you are perfectly lovely, Lady Nicole, but you must agree our time would be better spent getting to know the people we might, in fact, marry. You respond? It seems perfectly logical to widen your circle of acquaintances. Your future spouse isn't the only person you will ever talk to again, after all. The corner of Princess Gisette's mouth raises slightly, and she eyes you with some new respect. A fair point, Lady Nicole. Very well. You spend a few moments led along a dance of all the proprieties. She inquires into your journey and your health, comments on the weather and the decorations, compliments your outfit. You're beginning to wonder why you fought so hard for this conversation when suddenly an unexpected question pops sweetly out of Gisette's mouth, regaining your full attention. So, Lady Nicole, are you a woman of grand ambitions, or of petty ones? I actually really like this answer. Ambitions are like treasure, best in number and better hidden. I actually think that's a really clever answer. And honestly, I kind of like this answer as well. I don't claim any grand ambitions, only grand company. Like, that one feels like a you're not getting jack shit out of me, bitch, kind of answer. Are there such things as petty ambitions? Or only petty people? She laughs pleasantly, as if you have just told a grand joke. But you are pleased with having found the answer that gives the princess no insight into your true nature, is unobjectionable, but also sounds like you are giving a true opinion. Princess Gisette smoothly transitions back into conversational waters, innocent conversational waters, and, almost against your own will, you find yourself relaxing under her sunny smiles and encouraging responses. It is almost a surprise, although it shouldn't be, when she once again asks an unexpected question in the same light tone she used to inquire about your hair care regimen. Lady Nicole, I'm sure you have heard of Reveille's recent troubles. The unfortunate business with displeased peasants. I'd be very grateful if you would favor me with your opinion on the matter. These be dangerous waters. It's best to be careful how you tread. Very, very soon. It's unfortunate the peasants must suffer for the disagreements of the powerful. Yeah, alright, clearly the peasants don't know their place. I fully support your family. Lie. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch. It's unfortunate the peasants must suffer for the disagreements of the powerful. Princess Gisette smiles tightly at you, and you can tell that you have won no friend this day. Indeed, you don't think you could have said anything that would have displeased her more. Still, what you said was right, and in supporting the peasants you are doing the right thing. That will have to be enough, even in the face of a potential new enemy. After a pointed pause, Princess Gisette finally speaks, her voice still calm and sweet. Of course, we must all feel bad for the suffering of those unfortunates. How generous of you to defend them. She makes a few more harmless remarks on the fashion and the music before politely but firmly excusing herself, leaving you with no choice but to talk to someone else. Perhaps that is for the best. The pair of you would likely never see eye to eye. You don't have time for any more conversations. Dinner is about to be served. Which actually does seem like a good place to end it, because we are at 3 hours. So I've gone longer than I normally do. I was expecting only 2 hours. Like, I was planning only 2 hours. But I went 3. And since I'm doing all the talking, since I'm doing all the reading, my throat could use a break. I'm probably gonna go in and, like, I might try to see if I can, like, cheat my stats a bit. Even, like, maybe even just, like, a few stats. Not even a lot of them. Not even all my stats, just, like, a few, maybe. I might try it. I might look into that. Because cheating is fun. Right? Cheating's fun. Fun introduction to the game. Yep. So next time, dinner. So next week we continue this with dinner. Whee! So thanks for watching. Where's my, where's my... Insight is at 70. So my insight is already very, very high. And yes, happy birthday, Paul. Tomorrow's stream, I will try to remember to name it in your honor. I might need a reminder. I might need someone to remind me after the stream starts, if I don't remember. But I'll try to remember. So thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.